Hi Bayat, this is Steve, and I'm making a video version of my business plan. Hopefully it's a little more interactive, and hopefully you enjoy it. When I originally talked to you about my business, I told you that I wanted to have a pretty much two-part business. The first business was going to bring in vehicles, used vehicles from auctions, and we were essentially going to flip them like a used car dealership. And a lot of the vehicles that we thought were good enough, we were going to convert them to natural gas. I also told you about an idea about having some of those vehicles be converted to electric. The more research I'm doing, I'm beginning to realize that a lot of companies around the United States are already converting these vehicles to natural gas. Even the garage down the street is converting them to natural gas. It's actually a really easy conversion. It's not that technical. You don't need an engineer. A lot of people are doing it. Even the company I work for last, Jasper Engines and Transmissions, they're selling engines that are already pre-converted. So after a little bit of thought, I don't want to convert vehicles to natural gas. What I do want to do, especially based off of my vehicle conversion video, I want to convert vehicles to electric. I want to convert them to electric hybrids. Being here in Silicon Valley, I see Tesla, they're making full electric vehicles, but for me, I want to do the same thing. I also want the original gas element added as well. So I'm going to move away from the natural gas. I still want to bring in the used vehicles and flip them and convert them, but I want my company, I want the emphasis of my company to be to make conversions for these vehicles with the element of gasoline and electric motors. So I want my vehicles to have gas electric hybrids.
What kind of vehicle do you drive? Do you drive an SUV? If so, what kind of gas mileage do you get? How much do you spend a week in gas? Why do you drive the SUV? Is it the large size and safety of the vehicle? Is it the extra room for groceries? Or maybe the fact that you can load the whole family in and take them to the mountains? Let's say you don't care about how much gas you consume. Well, the less gas others consume, the less demand on oil there will be, and more gas for you to drive your muscle car.
I love my muscle cars as much as any red-blooded American. I just hate the fact that it gets 8 miles per gallon and I have to go to the gas station all the time. As far as vehicles are concerned, we all want our cake and to eat it too. But there's no electric vehicle that has the capability of a Jeep or a full-size pickup truck as far as off-roading and towing capabilities go. With advances in electric technology, we are getting closer to having electric vehicles on par with gas, but we aren't there yet. So does that mean we give up and stay with gas cars? With older, bigger vehicles becoming less relevant today, what should we do? Leave them in the past and move on to the 21st century? Or bring these older vehicles that we love with us into the future?
Hi, I'm Steve, the founder of Fusion Automobiles, and I'm going to reinvent transportation. Before I talk about how I'm going to reinvent transportation, I'd like to talk about the 2025 mandate. In the year 2025, each vehicle sold will be mandated to hit an average miles per gallon of 54.5 miles per gallon. By the year 2025, each vehicle will hit an average of 54.5 miles per gallon, based off the mandate that the government is setting us. Though there is no historical increase in miles per gallon in the 80s, 90s, and early 2000s.
Interesting enough, between the year 2017 and 2025, there will be a projected 20 mile per gallon spike increase, the likes we have never historically seen to this date.
So in the year 2025, if a vehicle manufacturer, Chevy, Toyota, Ford, makes a full-size pickup truck that can't hit the mark of 54.5 miles per gallon, that vehicle can't be sold. The best gas mileage you're getting out of a truck is the Dodge Ram Straight 6 3.0. Gets 28, 29 miles per gallon. You can get a Silverado that gets 23 miles per gallon. You can drive this, it gets 17 miles per gallon. So how are we going to hit the 54.5 miles per gallon? Is anybody out there building a vehicle that can hit 40 miles per gallon and it's a full-size pickup truck? I am. Hey Jeff, converted this to be a hybrid. 54.5 miles per gallon out of a truck. Say it isn't doable? Someone once told Steve Jobs that you can't change the font size on his computers. Now look at Apple. Ooh, check out those charging stations. For some odd reason, this is the best-selling electric vehicle of 2013, and it has a range of, what, 75? 75 miles?
75.
75 miles is the range of this electric vehicle. 75 miles, that means if you run out of power, you can't go to the battery station and fill it up with battery. You're stranded. Not to mention the price is $32,000.
One way to convert a gas vehicle to an electric hybrid, but in this illustration we'll be showing you the simplest way that we plan on doing it with a Jeep 4.0 engine. In order to understand how to make an engine more efficient, you have to understand the flaws in the original design. Here's a front view of the engine along with belt routing. The engine is robbed of power by the air conditioning, fan belt, alternator, and power steering. So in preparation, we remove some of these engine dragging components, like the air conditioning unit seen here. Where the original design robbed engine of its power, the new design will be an electric motor mounted where the air conditioning was assisting the engine. So as the crankshaft spins, so does the electric motor. They are essentially helping each other out. If you want to keep your air conditioning, we have a design for that as well, mounted just like a supercharger. Instead of removing the air conditioning unit, we leave it in place and create an additional point, installing the electric motor mounted like a supercharger with the sole purpose of assisting the engine. Our design is more complex than this illustration shows, yes, I know. And I know this conversion is easier said than done. I imagine there are many unanswered questions about our design, such as, how will it be powered? Our initial design will be a plug-in vehicle, much like the Leaf and the Tesla. Future designs will have the ability to regenerate power on its own while driving within itself.
So who could benefit from this conversion? Fleets that want to save money and fuel and help the environment. Or two, people with larger vehicles, maybe like this, that get 11 to 15 miles per gallon, might want to go on a long distance trips to the mountains without feeling so guilty and get better gas mileage. Or two, people with old-fashioned cars that they love and don't want to get rid of. Are you considering purchasing a new expensive vehicle that you don't love? Let us convert your car so you don't have to say goodbye and you can make new memories with your old vehicle for years to come. So you have three options with your money. Number one, you can save up and buy a Tesla. Or two, you can buy the cars that your parents and grandparents have historically bought and keep paying for gas. Or three,
invest in Fusion Automobiles so we can create a hybrid conversion for your vehicle. In this segment, I'll be talking about our competitors. But before I do that, I want to talk about Lucra Automobiles. As you can see right here, here I am in their factory about a year ago. They pretty much make automobiles, as you can see right here in the drawing on the computer, and they throw in GM LS style V8s, and these cars are pretty fast. In fact, this car was even on Fast and Furious. Our first competitor is Tesla, and they are a Goliath to us right now. Tesla is leading the industry when it comes to the electric vehicle market, though they aren't making any hybrids or truck designs. They are coming out with an SUV pretty soon, but no truck designs, which I plan on capitalizing and stealing away that market from them before they even get it. Our second competitor is Renovo. And they only make one design, a Shelby sports car that's about $500,000, all electric. And they're a real small company, right down the street from my house, actually. And though they don't seem like a competitor of mine, they are, because they're jumping headfirst into this technology. They're selling these vehicles for a good amount of money, and they are the ones that actually could give me a run for my money as time goes on. Our third competitor is XL Hybrids, which takes vans and trucks from fleets and uses the regenerative braking properties to assist the engine and give it a 20% increase in miles per gallon. It's a pretty good design. I plan on using a plug-in design, but nonetheless, this is one of my top competitors.